Discipline. This is pertaining to us disciplining children in case we need to create a place where students are not being distracted, not hurting others, and a safe environment for everybody to learn and to love Jesus. Never strike or use force to get a child to behave. We never need to scream. We never need to use harsh language. We just never need to do that. Okay? If you find yourself being angry because of something that's going on, we never need to raise our voice. We never need to scream. We never need to use harsh language that's hurtful or that could be misconstrued as being hurtful. We never need to use force or strike a child to behave. These things can be considered child abuse. We need to be careful. Okay? We don't have the power to discipline children in ministries. That's the parent's job. Okay? That's their responsibility, not ours. But we do need to make sure that we need to keep all children safe. Okay? So if there's something going on, we need to step in. Kids are fighting, right? Rule of thumb is get in the way, but don't create more violence. So if someone's fighting, we're not going to fight them back, of course. Even when we want to try how we restrain children from going after each other or going after us, we want to almost just stand in the way, okay, of what's happening and try to separate them. We don't want to hurt children in the process of separating them. If there's something going on, there's a behavior that we see that shouldn't be tolerated, we give that child a specific warning. Excuse me, please don't do that again. Your warning is the next time you do it, you're going to receive a timeout. It's always helpful to give what's going to happen next time if it's done again, so that we're just not out of the blue like, okay, so-and-so, you need a timeout, right? Or we tell them ahead of time, here's your warning. Next time, I'm going to separate you, okay? After the separation, things still are not going well. Kids are still acting up, and it's inappropriate behavior that's not going to be tolerated. We need to contact parents. Okay, there's times on youth retreats we need to ask parents to come and get their children if there's something that's going on and it's really causing dangerous situations or things that's not tolerated. It's going to happen. Okay, but it's not our job to discipline children. It's the parents. So there's ways to go about disciplining, but again, we're not striking, using force to get a child to behave. We're never screaming or using harsh language. We can do these things where we give warnings, timeouts, contacting parents to get them involved. Okay. Check-in and dismissal. Child check-in. Parents must check in their child, infant to 6th grade. Wednesday nights, Sunday mornings, special events, there's check-in whenever there's a parent dropping off a child. Okay. So with youth group, we normally will take attendance, but there's not necessarily a check-in with this kind of system involved with youth group. But we do try to take attendance of children in case something happens. Okay. So with check-in, parent will receive a name tag. That name tag will be placed on the child's name tag. On the name tag is a code. The parent will also have their own tag that has the same matching code. What we want to make sure is that when a parent comes, because there might be some adults that are coming to pick up children that legally they shouldn't be the ones picking them up, and we will not necessarily know all of those things. If we do, we'll let you know ahead of time. Okay. But the parent that's coming to pick up the child needs to have the same code. If there's a reason why a parent comes that doesn't have the tag that matches the code for their child to pick them up, please contact Janet, Aaron, or myself, and we will deal with it. Okay. But please, this is part of your responsibility. Don't just let kids go off, walk off, be with other people. Keep them in the classroom until their parent comes. Keep them in the place that they need to stay in until their parent comes to pick them up with the correct code. Again, I know it can be really inconvenient, but the inconvenience is worth it if we're keeping the child safe. Okay, so must check tags of all parents and children, no exceptions. If a parent or child doesn't have a tag, please ask for assistance from us, Janet or Aaron. Dismissing children is for adult volunteers, not youth. Sibling pickup. Siblings can pick up younger siblings if they're a grade older. Okay? So yes, that happens sometimes. We'll have siblings. They have to have the code. If they're older siblings, they can come and pick up their child as well. Okay? Child safety. There might be children with allergies and those types of things. Sick policies. If there's things going on, we'll update you. just like in previous seasons where there's been COVID policies in place. But for the most part, allergies, we'll try to make known allergies that children have. We don't normally give snacks to children because of different allergies, and if we do, we make that known ahead of time. In special events like VBS, on a name tag, it might have their allergy. We'll post those things so that you know ahead of time. But we try to say that we're a nut-free ministry, that we try not to, because nut allergies can be so life-threatening at different times, that we try to say we have snacks that are generally safe for most children, like Cheerios. So we will communicate that to you, but that's just something that you're responsible for. You need to be careful with children that have allergies, and talking through them if there's any time that there's food or a snack that is provided. Okay, so allergies for children are usually on name tags, like I said, and we can communicate with parents if there's questions or concerns, because sometimes we can't expect the child to know all the things that they're allergic to. And if there's something that's written down, we go by that, not by what the child says. Okay. No child should be dropped off with a fever, if they're vomiting, if there's diarrhea, or contagious illness within 24 hours. We do our best with that, communicating with parents to protect other children, to protect us, to protect that child from getting worse. Cold symptoms, nasal discharge for less than 3 days, on an antibiotic for less than 24 hours. So if there's something that's really an illness that can be spread easily, we want to encourage parents to be careful bringing their child, just so that they don't get worse, protect that child, to protect other children, to protect everyone. Okay. Injuries and cleanliness. First aid and first responder kits are located at the Children's Ministry Welcome Desk. And medical attention other than a simple Band-Aid is necessary. An incident report must be filled out. Again, contact myself, Janet, or Aaron for those things. If there's a boo-boo and they need to get a little washcloth to wipe something up, or they need a Band-Aid, that's totally fine. If there's something more like a broken arm, we need to write an incident report, and that's the serious thing, and we'll get the help that's needed to take care of that. But really, big scratches, big cuts, big injuries, will make an injury report to stay above reproach. Cleanliness, we are responsible to clean up, put away supplies, put away toys, clean up after ourselves, stack chairs if necessary, throw away broken toys. If you see something that looks like it would be dangerous, we want to get rid of it. You don't need to ask us about every little detail, but we are responsible for cleaning up those things, because usually our church, there's a lot of ministries that happen throughout the week, and we want to make sure that it's helpful for the people following after us. Okay, so alert ministry staff if they're volunteers. All right, you need to wear your name tags, wear your lanyard, so that you can identify that you're a volunteer, so that people can come to you if there's assistance needed. Too deep, there should be at least 2 KidsSafe volunteers at all times with you. Younger children, your young children less than 7th grade may not serve with you. Children 7th grade and up can be KidsSafe. So kids in 6th grade and down cannot be KidsSafe to help volunteer. Okay. Again, that's something that we've already kind of said. But name tags, if you're given a name tag, please wear the name tag. All right. For visitors, okay, people who are not yet KidsSafe, maybe they're people who want to become KidsSafe and they want to see what it's like, and see, like, visit for youth group or visit a children's classroom. Visitors are welcome to observe in a class 2 to 3 times max. Observing parents may not have contact with any children, so they're not responsible for the kids because they're not KidsSafe yet. So they're not helpers, they're not considered leaders. They're not going to walk kids to the bathroom. They're not going to be in the classroom alone with kids while the teacher goes and helps take kids to the bathroom. They have no responsibility, so they cannot be given any task or responsibilities in the classroom. They are just coming to observe. If a parent believes that they need more time to see the children's ministry staff, they can talk to us about it. If it's more than just 2 or 3 times they've already come and observed, that's fine, but we need to talk about it and all those things. So they're just sitting observing, they're not assisting with anything else. Okay. And lastly, emergency procedures. There's pagers in each classroom. for emergency reasons. If you need to get hold of a parent, if the parent is given a pager, you can use a pager to contact the parent to come. Press the button for the children's ministry staff member, usher, and medical team. All of these signs will be posted in the children's ministry classrooms, and that's where they need to be for able to be seen. That's necessary. So if a pager is used, you'll be able to be trained on how to use the pager. Okay. Evacuation. All these things are posted on the classroom walls. Evacuation routes are posted in each classroom. You lead the children to the basin at the back of the church. That's where we want to end up in emergency evacuation. There's a field in the back of the church. That's where the big bamboo is. That's where we're taking the children safely away from the church. Nursery, you grab the infants, you put them in cribs, you take them and wheel them down to the basin. Okay. For an active shooter, procedure in development with law enforcement. If otherwise we're evacuating, if there's any other commands that are being communicated, we need to follow those, protecting the children and protecting yourself. If there's people who are in the building that are helping you evacuate or telling you where to go, please listen carefully for all those emergency procedures. The communication is vital so that we are all safe, getting out where we need to be, and following these things so that we can make sure that everybody is staying safe through those emergencies. Okay. We just need to make sure that when communication is being presented, that we are listening well and receiving it well, and not trying to communicate back, but just following those kinds of orders, especially in these emergency situations.